Hey guys, how are you? Good, I hope. So we're here to do a reading. We're gonna do a reading for Sag, my amazing sages, my Sagittariuses. I've done a couple readings already, and the energy has not been bad, like challenging. So I feel like that means energetically I'm gonna try to do as many as I can. Yeah, and actually, Sag, I think you guys are gonna be my last ones for today. Like, part of me wants to do everyone because the energy is so good. I don't feel like anyone's gonna be like, what is going on? But I also have to work with, what's going on. Just be aware. It also could be me. It's that beautiful time for women, so I'm a little worn, which is good because it's more of an emotional worn, so it makes me super laid back. So that could be why the energy is so magnificent. So we're gonna do Sag. I hope you guys are doing absolutely magnificent. Just know that I don't often do all the signs because, I mean, realistically, I'm very comfortable talking to Scorpios about challenging things, and I think that they can usually hear what I'm saying in a non-aggressive way. And sometimes I feel like I can't always communicate with other signs within a way that they don't take offensively, since I am a shadow reader, which means I like people to essentially be able to look at their ego, because we all have one, and our pride, and make sure that we have that in check, because when that's in check, our life tends to kind of be a little bit more aligned. It's a lot more aligned, but I'm trying to be very, courteous, because this is a very fragile time. So, Sag, thank you for being here. I'm going to pick your decks right now based on what I'm feeling. Okay, so I'm going to use the rock deck for Sag, because I'm hearing rock. Put these guys over here. Sorry guys, I got a lot of decks. Remember that I'm not doing tarot anymore, so I'm only doing oracle, and I'm a channeler, so you still get the same message without most of the drama, but it really allows us to focus on us. I'm also going to use the deck that is one of my personal decks I rarely use on people, and we're going to channel through it as opposed to read it. So again, that might be a little bit different. I do feel like my fairies want to speak to Sag. So we'll let the fairies play with Sag. And so, yeah, I think I'm done. Okay, right? The unicorns want to, oh my gosh. You got luckier than Virgo, Sag. Everyone wants to talk. So okay, so let's stick with 3, Sag, my love. These 3 decks, and then if I feel like we need a softening buffer, then we'll go in with something else, okay, loves? And we'll kind of channel this way. I know fire is going through a lot right now, most likely. So that way I can just kind of tap into your energy. Okay, so we're going to start with the oracle for my rocks. I'm going to say, before I started this, I kind of was resonating with Sag's energy. Right off the bat, goosebumps, so that's good. Right off the bat, I kind of got, when you go to the kitchen and then you forget what you need, and then you go, to do this, and then you forget what you need. So, Sag, you might be having like a lot of maybe you're feeling like you're being a little forgetful, or maybe like it's just kind of like random little things. This could definitely be spirit trying to tell you to slow down, because if you're kind of going with that kind of energy, just ignore that. But that is a sign that what I'm saying potentially could absolutely be correct. there could be like a lot of energies coming at you, Sag. And I think Spirit's really wanting us to be aware of the fact that essentially when that happens, we don't necessarily make the most rational choices because we feel very overwhelmed. So making sure that we're not feeling too overwhelmed where our temper can go up and down is going to be really, really important during this time. Okay. So here we go. This is going to be for my magnificent Sages. I shouldn't say that because I didn't say that to any other sign. And if they're cross-watching, so don't tell the others I said that. So this is going to be for my Sagittariuses. Please let my lovely Sages know. So what energy via rock are my Sages kind of... I want to know what... Oh, that popped right out. So Sag, right off the bat, meaning for dreams. You could be having dreams. You could be dream walking. I know that I have a old friend who is really good at transporting through dreams, and she is a Sag. So you, and then we got Jade, which is all about the heart. So Sag, I feel like essentially, I'm so sorry, but that obviously is saying we're right on board. Right now might not be the best time for you to communicate with people. I think Sag right now will be a perfect time for you to start getting comfortable as possible with all the chaos and realizing that this chaos doesn't need to be. Like, I walk in the kitchen and forget something. So what? You can walk back. You know, it's up to you to decide if that's going to change your vibe and if you're going to have that shift your vibe, or are you going to allow it just to be like, okay, you know, I'm going to do my to-dos. I'm going to realize that I don't need to rush, that might be my ego that's trying to press me for time, or, you know, opinions and or et cetera, et cetera. And right now we don't really need to do that. You know, I don't need to feel pressured because the energy around me is pressured. Okay, Sag? So really remember that. Okay, so if you seem overly passionate to affect where it's so passionate that it could be a little aggressive, I really want you to be aware of that, Sage, because I think you sometimes might be, or Spirit wants you to know, that you have control on whether you choose to deal with the chaos around you within a way that's going to be productive for your better, most highest state of mental and physical health for yourself. And when we make choices based on feelings, and we're not taking into consideration the shift and things that are happening energetically around us, we can kind of assume that energy is ours when it's not ours. It's just around us, and by tomorrow it's going to be completely something different. Okay, so let's do this. What about the heart chakra? So tell me where Sag was. So I know they want to kind of align with their heart, but what is making them need to kind of align? Like what was before this that I need to connect with Sag? So we kind of know in one brief card the history of what this heart trigger is for Sag at this moment, for all the chaos that could be around them. You could be getting the itch to travel, Sag, which doesn't surprise me because you're all about freedom. Emotional purity, it's green. So Sag, okay, I'm hearing guilt. So Sag, this is, okay, so this is what we're talking about, my love. I'm sorry, my blood pressure is really low today, which is why I'm so chill, which is a perfect time to read, but my body is something different than what yeah. So from what I'm gathering from this, I feel as though you're being really hard on yourself for a situation you might have responded to, that you didn't really have the insight that you needed to respond to the way you did, and maybe because of all the chaos and everything and the stress and all of that, maybe there was a response within a way that you don't deem comfortable with. Sages, I fucking love Sages, but I'm a Gemini. And so since we both are dual people, I love Sages. I don't really deal with the chaos, so I think I can create a healthy balance, but I do think that Sages create a healthy balance for people like Geminis as well, because they also remind us Geminis that there is another side of the story and that we shouldn't always presume. Even though Geminis are always about, well, this is what it is because we mirror you, which is correct. But Sag, you know that you also have a way of being able to look at things in a different way, to know that everyone was wrong in the situation. Now, the thing, Sag, that you really need to consider thinking about during this time of you pondering and kind of trying to respond to the chaos within a productive manner as opposed to a self-sabotaging manner, is what I'm hearing, is maybe being able to really make the changes that you want to make, but be authentic to the changes. So don't do them in a plot of hurting someone, because it will backfire. And the way that you present yourself, it's going to be shown to the individual and or individuals, is what I'm getting. So in other words, Sag, you're not going to be able to hide. Spirit's basically telling me is right now you're going to have a situation ahead of you, most likely, that you want to make a change, but I'm being told by Spirit, some of you, Spirit doesn't know if you're actually willing to make the change. And this is a warning, because if you choose to open a door, whoever you'd come forward to has essentially maybe grown within a way that if you haven't, or you're like, I want to make the changes, but I haven't, they're going to be able to spot it. And if you decide to maybe get defensive or triggered because there's just been so much chaos around you and it's just in the air, the old ways are not going to be heard, because you might get categorized as the same. So really be aware of where your authenticity of your heart is, Sag, making sure that if you choose to move forward in certain endeavors, that your heart is fully there, or Spirit is basically saying this is a test for you. They could be urging you to do something, but if you choose not to be truthful and honest with yourself and or another person, and or vice versa, someone could be coming into you, people are going to put you in a category. So do you want to be the category of the new and improved Sag who's choosing to grow, or do you want to be put in the category as the Sag that lives exactly within the moment but doesn't have the depth to actually back up the follow through? Okay, so that's what we got with the rocks. Is there any other oracle that wants to come out for Sag? This, like, and again, Sag, we don't exactly know how people are protected. So just be really aware. I really want you to work on the purity of your heart and really just trying to heal yourself and heal your heart, and kind of leave the bitterness, if there is any, and or if you're around people that have that, leave that, for it is not yours to carry, okay? And if you are carrying it for yourself, you need to leave it and stop being so hard on yourself and others, because when we're hard on others, it ultimately means we're being hard on ourselves, which means we don't want to make the changes. It's kind of like a kid throwing a tantrum, but we all do it, Sag, so don't take it personal, okay? We have generosity reverse, we have clarity upright, and then we have friendship upright. So I think that we could be contemplating a past situation where We could be getting clarity on a situation. This could be a time that you're resonating on something, and or you're really deciding what you want in your future. I think I really want to know why generosity is in reverse. I'm going to say maybe we took something for granted. Maybe we were kind of caught up in our brain, or vice versa. Again, this could be someone else that you feel like took you for granted. Let's kind of shuffle on that just so I can really guarantee to you guys that you know Spirit. Tell me about this generosity reverse for Sag. What does that specifically mean for Sag? Tell me one card for Sag, and we'll do one card for another person in case it's that, okay? So one card for Sag when it comes to generosity in reverse. That will also let me know what energy and where the stories and Spirit's trying to target us to go to. So give me one card for generosity reverse. Generous, I just heard. Generosity reverse on Sag. Was Sag not being generous, or were they being generous? Tell me only Sag's energy. Okay, stability. So maybe you felt as though you couldn't be generous in a situation because you didn't feel like you were stable. On the very bottom of the deck, we have yin and yang, which is my favorite. See opal. That's obviously a balance of your feminine and masculine. So yeah, Sage, this is a big test that you're going through, or you're going to be going through. All of you are going to be different. Some of you have already finished, but again, you've never really finished it because you always can go back to old patterns. We are humans, and we are creatures of habits. And once habits are created within us, we can't really change them. We can work on changing ourselves. But again, these habits and triggers do become a part of us. So whether they're going to consume us and or help us grow is up to us and how we decide our fate, okay? So if Sage was dealing with another person, give me the generosity reverse. If it's another person that wasn't being generous, tell me where this other person's heart was when it comes to generosity in reverse. Tell me where their heart was on generosity in reverse. So it definitely seems like, Sag, you don't really... They're getting told to let go. Good fortune is upright for them. Okay, Sag. So, yeah, they're getting told to let go. Transformations in reverse. So, Sag, I should just end the reading now because that's pretty self-explanatory. Sorry, guys. It looks like I'm mumbling. So, when I was young, on my temple areas, some of you guys have kids, I would pull out my hair when my parents got divorced. So hair stopped growing there. I was one of those kids that self-sabotage, self-inflicted. And so if you see that, yeah, some people are assholes and they'll make fun of it. But realistically, you're making fun of trauma that I could not have changed. So congratulations for, I don't know why you're watching tarot. But that was for some random cross watcher, Sag. I'm sorry that they interjected in your energy. I think that you essentially are going through a difficult time where you could be reflecting on things. And unfortunately, when we don't feel stable in certain situations, our masculine and feminine persona, I say personas because they're a vibe. They're a part of us. We have all of that. That's why like we're unicorns. Like I don't believe in genders. Really, because we have both in us in a certain extent. But I feel like when any person, I don't care what sign they are, is unstable, meaning they don't feel like they have the stability that they need, it can be very off-putting. And yes, as a Sag, you are more than capable of being able to make it work. But unfortunately, sometimes, since Sag, you tend to look at things in such duality and different ways of thinking, you don't always take in consideration how and hear what the person is saying, how they feel. And instead, it could be like you're hearing what they're saying, but you're also being open to, but it could be different. But here's the tricky slope, Sag. It's not different because they are telling you how they feel. It's not like a situation where it's open for negotiation, just like your feelings are not open for negotiation. So we have to really say, I know that I didn't mean it that way, but this is inevitably what was meant by it. This person could be guided away from you essentially because they need to protect themselves based on other situations that you might or might not know about. Also, the authenticity of your heart is going to be like, spirit knows this. So you can't really lie about it. I really, really, really just recommend you spend this time, Sag, on really opening up the purity of your heart and really just being as vulnerable as you can be with yourself, and really deciding if you're going to take the steps to progress forward into a certain situation, that you really, 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 really love yourself enough to know that you are worthy of things, so worthy that you don't need to take things from others, okay? Meaning taking their voice. So it's so like within a way of, this is how I see it, so this is how it is. But it also could be this. No, taking it is that they're saying as this is what it is, and work on not trying to think outside of that, because you're hearing what you need to hear. Are you accepting what you need to accept? Okay? And that you'll only know is within you. Okay? And I really don't want to see you hurt, because let's just say you go in and you're kind of wanting to change, and the person can read that you're falling on tendencies, Sag. You are a fire sign. So what you most likely will do is kind of get your feelings hurt and kind of stomp your feet and throw a fit. And ultimately, has that helped you in the past? And is it going to progress you to move forward? Or is this not the test that Spirit's trying to work on you with? Okay? Okay, so now we're going to be doing these guys. Okay, because that box is just not going to close. So, you know, trying to maybe make things fit that don't fit. I feel like Spirit's also telling me that, Sage, you might be easy to manipulate right now, meaning people around you could be manipulating you, which might be why you're drawing to people that are not the best. But if you're missing old, that's probably because that person didn't take what other people are taking from you. And so before you go forward with that person, you need to make certain endings with others, because even if your energy's wanting to change, Spirit's telling me that the other energies are still going to be on you. And if they're on you, they're going to infect you with their energy, and the other person, depending upon how sensitive or not they are, they're going to be able to pick up on those energies. And essentially they could kind of look at it in a couple different ways. Like, A, it's your energy, okay? Or B, you're still around that energy, and so they're not in a place maybe where they would feel safe, because maybe those situations, people, circumstances is what ultimately made it not convenient in some sort of way, based on other people's convenience, which are more materialistic, I'm hearing. So I don't know what that means, but you might be able to identify. Okay, so this is gonna be for my Sagittariuses. Please give me some cards for my Sagittariuses on what you really want them to work on within their heart before they move forward to any situations. Move forward to any tests that they have coming ahead of them, because I really feel like this is a test, Sag. Are you going to respond and go back to your ways, or are you going to try to trick someone or be tricked, or are you going to self-sabotage and or learn that you don't have to be the chaos around you? out of the darkness. Okay. Yeah, you need to open your chakra. Your heart chakra is closed. So, Sag, right at the bottom, I'm going to say, whoever is around you is not... Okay, so what I want to do real quick, Sag, for you is... Yeah, I know it doesn't need to be released. Let me see something. It's just an annoying person. Okay. See, Sag? It's like, you want to see my shirt? I got it at Walmart. Yep. I love Wally's World. Everyone else can fuck off. So much to do. So little desire to do it. It's my period sweatshirt. Okay. So here we are. This is, give me some energy. Do I just put those away? Yeah, I put them up there. See what I mean, Sag? It's in the air. It's in the air. That's how easy, Sag, the confusion around you is. So really, really be gentle with yourself. Okay? So the other energy that Sag is wanting to or gravitating to, or I do this because it's like, I don't know exactly what to say because I'm not you. And Spirit knows that that's what I mean. So I just want to verify with you guys that I'm not trying to do something weird or being a smart ass, even though I am a smart ass, but I just don't want you to take me very seriously because it's a very sensitive time for you. So for this other person, yeah, you're getting easily distracted. Whether this is a person. So this person that's the purity, the good fortune, the person that Sag is wanting to align with, what's the test like? What does Spirit need Sag to know that if they choose to come forward, these are going to be, what the, you know what I mean? Give me the other person for Sag. I'm not going to foresee the future, because I'm being told the other person's going to be safe no matter what. But I really, Sag, don't want you to burn yourself. So you're getting told to release something. Guest of honor. They got crown of the butterfly, which I see white butterflies everywhere. All the time though. That's just my vibe. But that also is because, yeah, it's just also a psychic. So butterflies are a representation of someone that's passed. So often enough, those could be just different little things. It could be actual guides. It could be someone that really loves you. I have more than several grandparents on the other sides. They got confetti, so definitely look how cute this card is. I'll show the butterfly one. Kind of looks like a geisha. Geisha, sorry. And guest of honor. So they're really being supported. They're being protected. I think this is why Spirit wants to warn you. So, it seems like Silver Siren. But it's in reverse. Why is Silver Siren in reverse? I'm hearing walk away. Gypsy Columbine. Is this person like me? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I just feel like, yeah. This deck actually, Sag, is my personal deck I got personally for myself. I don't read with it. So it is actually kind of, you're lucky. But you know you are, because you guys know that I love you. Anyways, moving on. Gypsy Columbine. Yeah, this person has the abilities to literally manifest any and everything that they want. So whether they go through tough endeavors or not, I think Spirit's basically saying, Sag, if you choose to move forward, you're not going to be able to fool this person. So you really, Spirit's really saying your test is, are you going to leave these toxic people around you and still progress forward and feel defeated, wall, wall, wall? Or are you not going to? Your 3 cards are out of the darkness. So again, are you going to stay in the darkness that you need to be in and try to do halfway things instead of fully committing to follow through? Secrets of Shanob. There could be some secrets that you don't want to talk about. That could be what is keeping you in the dark, honestly. They could be triggers for you. You do need to address them with yourself and be honest and authentic with yourself. You have Circus of Love in reverse. Because at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to open your throat chakra until some of these things kind of get, you know, shifted a little, you know, and or removed completely. So Sag is obviously, I want to know, Spirit, this person's intent with Sag. So Sag knows right now, within these special cards that they're spoiled with, where the authenticity of the person, when they think of Sag, not based on, you know, let's be delicate on Sag. Like, let's talk from the heart. What does this person truly think about Sag from the heart? Like, that doesn't mean, Sag, that this person's going to show you that side of them, because maybe this person and or you are establishing boundaries because they don't or you don't want ill intent on someone. But that does mean that we'll get, you know, let's do this, Spirit. How about let's get what they truly feel about Sag, and let's get what they see the shadow of Sag being, okay? So let's do 2 cards. If there's any more than 2, I will put them right back, Spirit. Okay, let's not make it impossible for me to shuffle, please. So the first card is, what is their true purity? You're getting told to release, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they're getting told to release. Okay, I'm gonna read this one actually out of the book, because this looks kind of interesting, and I'm like, I don't know if I can channel this one. What was weird? Okay, Pixie. There is an origin. Okay, so this is what came out for. So this is the purity of how the other person sees you. It went on the ground, so it could mean that they want you to release this aspect of you, and or go back to something, you know. Let's just read it. Pixie Paradox. Okay. There is an original you. The you that has always been and will always be you. Wow, this person seems to know you pretty fucking well, Sag. Damn it, I'm trying not to swear. No matter how much the outer forms of your body, your work, your lifestyle, your world seem to change, the original essential you is always within there. Unique, precious, and just as you are created to be. I'm going to cry, so some of you might cry. So again, this is how that person truly feels about you. So this is something you can't really deny, because this is something Spirit's giving you the ability to truly know what's in their heart, okay? Of how they see you. If I cry, that's because someone on the other side is probably crying, meaning one of you guys, okay? Within you is intelligence that helps you adapt in various forms and circumstances of your situation. You might need to do this cautiously or consciously, and it might also be unconscious. But the point of any type of adaptation is survival, which again, we've been talking about how when our foundation isn't stable, our survival instincts, if we're only living on survival, we think the world's against us. And obviously, this person knows you very well, Sag, because it seems as though they're knowing that how you're being and who you are is not measuring up. And that could be why they're establishing boundaries. And that's probably why they're going to be able to tell, because they know the real authentic you, if you've changed or not. So again, Spirit's saying you cannot trick this person. And they might give you a chance and ignore Spirit, but you're not going to be able to sabotage them. I'm just warning you, okay? Within your intelligence, that helps adapt you to various situations in life. You might be conscious or unconscious at adapting based on survival. This card can bring you a message. There is more meant for you in life than mercifully surviving. You're actually meant to thrive. The Oracle reminds you that you thrive most fully, abundantly, and deliciously when you are just you, not the version of you that you may prefer sometimes. Meaning you might prefer to look like this bossy soldier that's in control, but it's actually hurting you, okay? So just remember this. Not the version of you that you may prefer, nor nor the one that helps you fit in with a crowd, but just you. You have always been, even if it doesn't seem like enough for some people. This is really heavy, you guys. It is more than enough. This person is really beautiful heart. I'm not going to lie. It's making me kind of sensitive. It is more than enough for you to have a life that you deserve, that would bring you the most peace, happiness, and love. The Oracle of the Pixie comes out when it's time to get back to the essential being of you. Okay? Oh my gosh, I cannot stop crying, so it's hard for me to read. I'm so sorry. It might be time to go back to the things you dreamed about in your childhood. Or something that really feels like it expresses the true you, but that you can cast aside for some very logical and sensible reasons or other. That might be talent, passion, or lifestyle change we are pursuing or need to pursue, or deep seat. In other words, a way that you need to create to express yourself. In other words, you need to start reclaiming it and reclaiming yourself and expressing yourself within a way that's actually productive instead of hurting others, including yourself. From little dreams to childhood fantasies, a full-grown life purpose can blossom, even if it seems fancier and practical. Don't drop the ball. Give yourself a chance to be seen and live life and thrive, to be the real you, for a good you, not an error, overnight, one-time mistake. Love yourself and let yourself live. Thrive and express the original genius within you. That really went with the reading. So, yeah. Okay, so now we're going to get I think we should just leave it there. Okay, if this person could have said what they thought they needed to change, what would that be? Within the most authentic version of Spirit, not within their ego, okay? Okay, so if they were to say what they needed to see change on, okay, they need to see you release change on things. Like, what needs to... Spirit's saying, shh. I need just one card, please. Thank you. Okay, it was reversed. It was Dark Harley. Okay, so we're going to read that one. And again, this is Spirit telling you their side, not them, because again, they're led by Spirit. So, I mean, this is a very sacred reading because it's kind of like, Sage, they're spirit guides. I don't know what is going on. Their spirit guides, oh, I'm on my period, are literally helping you when they don't have to. So this is really beautiful. Bells are ringing from deep inside. So this is what they wanted to tell you. I don't know how it got told, but this is what their spirit is saying they wanted to tell you, but you wouldn't hear. You are not hearing, or you're not believing, because you're not loving yourself enough to believe that someone was saying the pure thing we just saw. And this is what they see shadow wise. Okay, this is bells are ringing from deep inside. Something you had once hidden, something you had to hide, is seeking your attention. It wants out. It wants to be free. As you release what was once shut away, your discomfort shall turn to glee. In other words, it will, you know, glee wouldn't stick to you. It would just fall off of you, right? And then you'd be free. You are a spiritual adventure. You are not afraid to go to the edge of what you know, who you believe yourself to be, even when you were even when before there were lies, the darkness of the unknown worlds and the undiscovered parts of you, even when you feel uncertain, discomfortable, or doubt. You are willing, even if you're quaking in your boots, to figure out what it's all about. This fine and fiercely attitude gives you a special kind of grace. This grace discovers that you are living wild, divinely and free, empowered a force to be reckoned with in this world. The discover that sets you free from fear and unreleases upon you a path of lovingly wild creations of joy, abandon. Loving wild creations of joyful abandon. I don't know what that exactly means. The abandon kind of threw me for a loop. So you have come to a place in you and in your life where you don't know. You don't know what's happening. You don't know how to work through it. You don't know who you are. Well, not all of who you are. Well, yeah, exactly. So they're saying, well, you don't know exactly who you are completely because you're doubting yourself, okay? But again, this person was trying to help you, right? That's why you're thinking of their energy. You don't know what you don't know, what you don't know. Sorry, guys, it's so hard for me to read because I'm like crying. You probably can't see, and so my eyes are like all blurry. You're at the point of not knowing because you are growing. There will be a surprise. There will be discoveries. You will feel awkward at times, like you were trying to see in the dark. You'll wonder if you're supposed to be confused, if you're supposed to feel like you aren't sure who you are anymore, or even if the things that once made sense in your life are supposed to seem so fragile, as though life once through rock solid actually turns out to be the house of cards. The answer is, of course, is yes. Yes, it's royalty divine mess. Don't be afraid again, because like I said, this is going to be a test. Your guides know, no matter what, you're just going to have to keep learning the lesson. It's not necessarily a failure. Yes, you'll be sadder for longer, but that is life. That is what we all are going to have to go through, okay? Unless we choose, you know, to be around people that truly love us. Don't be afraid, and that's not a relationship. That is every type of relationship. Don't be afraid to let others see the inner rattling and ramping of you. This card comes out in a time that you are naturally driving into the darkness of healing purposes. So this is reverse. So ask the difficult questions. Do things you don't normally do. Experience the things, thinking in the ways you wouldn't normally be thinking. Be willing to let things change for the better. The messier your inner world seems to be right now, the more you can expect complete and utter transformation in a new order that will form. Expect the unexpected, for you were born to grow. It is happening now. It's time to do your wild thing and let it out. So since the card was reversed and we asked about the other person, I do not think the other person thinks negative about you. I think that they think that you're not going to make the changes to be able to be your authentic self. And if you're not being your authentic self, you're following someone's input around you or people's input around you, where the person feels like they're basically fighting with other people and not just to get to you, just to be and help you. And you can imagine if someone's trying to help someone and they're not listening because they're listening to all these other people that don't have their best interests at heart, eventually you'd be like, that's it, I'm done. Like, if you're going to listen to this and you're not going to listen to me, it's like, I don't know what you want me to do. So that's kind of where we're at. Sag, you literally got a 45-minute reading and everyone else got 20 minutes. I hope you loved it. Thank you for being here, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.